Prime Minister Honorable Philip GPN noted that the measures taken by the government are standard protocol whenever a head of state visits the island.
That happens all the time. When heads of state visit, when President Maduro visited, you suspend operations. Imagine from the time of Alexander Haig, and I'm sure, Sheffield, you may not be born. Alexander Haig, and if you ask Peter Josie about him, he'll tell you. Alexander Haig was a Secretary of State. When he came, airport operations were suspended. I don't know why we are trying our best to make an issue with normal protocol. It's the head of state.
He explained that in other countries, when a head of state travels, they are typically accompanied by an entourage, full security details, and road closures, with airport operations sometimes pausing as well. Pierre further stated that these are routine protocol arrangements that have been observed with previous visits such as that of the President of Guyana. He questioned why the public has been particularly tense regarding Nigeria's visit.
Why are we making Nigeria sound as if it's a country? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Why? That's normal processes for head of state. It's like heads of state getting laissez-passer in traffic. Happens everywhere. St. Vincent doesn't happen. Grenada, doesn't happen in Saint Lucia because of the way I run my life. You understand? But it happens everywhere. Trinidad, Jamaica, heads of state have laissez-passer. I mean, it's not when the Prime Minister of Trinidad goes to work. In fact, she goes on a helicopter sometimes. All heads of state. I mean, so we mustn't use Saint Lucia as the best practice when it comes to movements of heads of state.
The Prime Minister then clarified that the airports were not closed, as some have claimed.
The airport was temporarily ceased for a few hours. It wasn't closed. It was never closed.
He emphasized that as a nation, we should avoid creating unnecessary issues that could lead to further complications, as such perceptions might suggest the government is treating certain visits unfairly or differently from others, an assertion he firmly denies. The Prime Minister also acknowledged that the general public may not be fully aware of the protocol arrangements and took responsibility for any lack of communication. He assured that he will do a better job of informing the public thoroughly in advance of similar situations in the future. Kayla Edwin, MBC Prime.